means practical. What is the practice of that? The practice of that is taking the awareness away from what it is attending to right now. The world, the body, the mind, thoughts, feelings, emotions, our feelings and all. Taking it away from that and attending to our awareness nature. That I am awareness itself. That aham asmi sada aham. Try to notice that. If you truly try to notice that, you will see you will not be able to notice it. Because it's not an object, but you will remain as it. Then the effort to know that will cease. The effort to know that is also something that the mind is doing. And the mind cannot know it. Then the mind becomes nirvishaya. Take attention away from vishaya, object. Try to focus it on the subject, the vishayi, the chetana, sakshi. You will never be able to focus on the sakshi because sakshi is never an object. You will remain as the sakshi. Mind will become nirvishaya. Mind will become quiet. Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Om, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness unto light, lead us from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. You can see this Shanti Mantra itself is about what we are studying. Asato asadgamaya, from the unreal, from the false, from the appearance, take me to the real, which is aham asmi sada aham. From darkness, take me to light. Darkness is this world of this Jaragata. Take me to the source of all light. Swaprakasham tamahman, that self-willingness. And from death, take me to immortality. This world is pervaded by death. That means change. Except that which is the ground of this world, the Vishtana, that is Atma. All three are one. They are taking back to the Atma, to this self. This is the meaning of the peace chant. Now, let us go ahead. Consciousness is not touched by ignorance. Atma is not touched by ajnana. However, there is no avoiding the fact that we are in this mess now. You cannot dismiss ajnana. You cannot dismiss Maya like that. So we'll see. Next is a little bit of a concession. 17. What is this Maya? What is this ajnana? Correct. Atma is untouched. You are untouched by ajnana. Brahman is untouched by ajnana, and you are Brahman. However, let us consider what this Maya, this ajnana is. This ignorance, what is it? 17th verse. Very profound, deep. All of these verses have a lot of textual background to them. So, just one verse here, but there are books and books over centuries of debate behind it. It is like a bee collecting the pollen from the various flowers. 17. तथाप्याभाति कोऽप्येष विचाराभावजीवनः अवश्यायश्चिदाकाशे विचारकोदयावधिः. Even so, this mysterious light without inquiry, like a mist, shines within the space of consciousness until the rising of the sun of inquiry. But, very nice. Tathapi, even so. You can't say everything is, Americans would say hunky-dory, everything is fine, you are Atman, you are Brahman. No, everything is not fine. Tathapi, even then we have to admit we are in trouble. Abha. Tathapi, even so, Abhati appears. What? The cloud covering the sun. Yes, you may say, Fool says the sun is covered, your vision is covered. Fine, whatever you say, right now I can't see the sun because of that cloud. Whichever way you put it. So tathapi abhati, it appears. By saying abhati, it appears, technically, what you should note, they did not say, the author did not say it exists. Ajnana, maya, ignorance does not exist. Only Atman exists. You are, I am, Sadas, Aham Asmi, but not this ignorance. It appears without existing. Like a fiction, like an illusion. He gives an example of mist. Avashyaya, mist. It's good here. Yesterday we saw how all is so clear now. See, shining in the sunlight. But mist comes, although it exists. Big, big mountains, dense forests, sun shining in the sky. Mist comes, everything is occluded, hidden. The mist is insubstantial. This stone, this is rock, this mountain, so substantial, you can't see it because of the mist. Sun blazing forth with nuclear fire, you can't see it because of the mist. Mist, though insubstantial, you cannot deny its effect. Similarly, he says this ignorance, ajnana. Yes, it does not affect you, but Brahman. But still its effect cannot be denied. Abhati, hence not real. It appears. Kopyesha, something. Something. When you are definite about it, Brahman, Atman, he will not say something. He will say, this is Brahman, Atman, consciousness, existence. But about ajnana, ignorance, maya, he says, kopyesha, something. What is this something? Huge discussion is there in Advaita Vedanta. The nature of maya. This is called sad asadhyam anirvachaniyam. It cannot be said to be absolute reality like Brahman. But it cannot be said to be non-existent also. It cannot be said to be absolute reality like Brahman because after enlightenment you will see it's not there. When the sun rises, mist is dispelled. After some time, early morning mist is dispelled. So, maya or the effect of maya or ignorance goes away. Ignorance is destroyed and enlightenment. So you can't say it was an absolute reality. Brahman was, is, will be. But you can't say ignorance was, is, will be. It appeared and then it disappeared. Sad asadhyam anirvachaniyam cannot be said to be absolutely real like Brahman, but cannot be said to be unreal also. Seeing that it produces the effect of our samsara. All our lives, samsara, which we are trying to overcome, such a huge thing. Whether you call it good, bad, whatever it is, problem to be solved or something to be enjoyed, samsara. It's being produced by this ignorance. So you can't say it is non-existent. Neither existent nor non-existent, he calls it kopyesha, something. One might ask, kopyesha. Here he says, kopyesha, something. You might say that this is not logical. Either something is real or unreal. It is or it is not. How can it be in between? How can it be neither? But it's true, you see this that throughout our lives. For example, fiction. Harry Potter. Does Harry Potter exist? Can you go and meet Harry Potter? No. Doesn't exist. Totally non-existent. Then why are so many films there? People are writing, books have been written, people are reading about it, discussing it, as if what Harry Potter did or did not do, as if he's a real character. So it has an effect. You can't deny it. So fiction. What is fiction? Is it something that really is? No. By very definition, it is not. That's the meaning of fiction. Is it non-existent? Of course not. Whole of literature is full of fiction. So fiction is an example. Telling a lie is an example. Speaking the truth, telling a lie, remaining silent. Remaining silent is like non-existent. Nothing. Telling the truth is like Brahman or Atman, the truth, what is. But telling a lie, you are speaking, but you are not speaking the truth. So it is an in-between thing. Kopyesha, something. Neither existence nor non-existence. Then, vichara bhava jivana. How does it exist? How does it function? This mist. What is its sustenance? What is it made of? किस मसाले से बना है? What masala is used to make this ignorance? He says the absence of inquiry. Vichara abhava jivan. The jivan, the life-sustaining power of maya or ignorance, let us say, ajnana, is a lack of inquiry. So, important point here. I'll make 2 points. One is, in Uttarakhand here, sadhus, if you ask the question, what is maya, where did it come from, where does it stay? They will say, ajnana, ignorance. Where does it come from? They will say, ajnana ko siddha mat kijiye mahatma ji, ajnana ko kaatiye. Don't try to establish or prove ajnana. You will never succeed. What you should do is cut it down, inquire into it, it will disappear. Sri Ramakrishna put it very simply. If someone comes wearing a mask and scares you, and then you say, oh, ye to amader. No, this is a very well-known person.
He's my own.
You know this person. Then ignorance is dispelled. Swami Brahman, once in Balram, he would play with Balram Vasu's grandkids. So he would sometimes scare them. There was a bear skin in the house. He would put on the bear skin and come like this. And the little children would run away, screaming in fear. One little boy did not run away. He stood there, he was crying in fear. He said, Maharaj, I know it is you. Immediately Maharaj took out the bear skin and took the little boy on his lap. See, we have to be like that. When we are confronted by this, Brahman, I know it is you. Every bit of it is Brahman. Every bit of it. Existence, consciousness, space, Satchidananda, that's all that there is. It is dressed up as samsara. This dressing up as samsara and appearing to be other than Brahman, hiding Brahman and appearing to be independent, samsara. What does it do? Ajnana. It hides ignorance, hides the reality, and makes the reality appear as something else. It hides the rope and makes it appear as a snake. So, when you see the snake, you should be able to say, in spite of your fear, I know it is a rope. Oh, rope, I know you are there. If it's a real rope, not a snake. Snake will be offended. How dare you? Similarly, when we see samsara, we should be able to say, oh Brahman, I know it is you. You are scaring me with this bare skin of samsara. So this is the first one. Ajnana ko siddha mat kijiye mahatma ji, ajnana ko kaatiye. How do you cut ajnana? Inquiry. How is ignorance removed? Inquiry. You must try to find out. Any ignorance you have, how do you remove it? You want to know something and you don't know it. What do? Inquire. You ask, you Google it, and then you try to find out. Yes. You ask AI. Now they have made in UT, Texas, the computer science department, they have made Sarvapriyananda AI. They demonstrated to me. So any question you ask, Vedanta question, it will give a reply. And it's a reply based on they have fed 1,000 hours of my video lectures to that AI. And of course, like any this AI, these days it has access to the internet. I think up to 2021, 2020, something will be cut off is there. So it has access to whatever I have said, plus the entire range of knowledge in the internet. Now you ask it any question, whatever you are asking me, it will give you an answer. Not only this, I asked a few questions, some difficult questions also. It gave me an answer, and then also it points out where has Sarvapriyananda said this, in which lecture, at which point he has said this.
Oh my God.
So Maharaj, what we are getting as shorts every morning, are they coming as from AI also?
No. Those are, at least those which are coming from Vedanta society, they are human beings.
They don't say the source, but they come on the phone because you watch it, they come to know.
That they are coming to you, it is because of the algorithm of YouTube.
Yeah.
But the shorts are not made by
Not
well, so very soon it can be made. Now already the technology is there. So, inquiry, you must ask. You must ask. You must inquire into it. Then only, can somebody open the window? It's getting a little warm. Yes. Vichara bhava jivana. Now, so inquiry. One of the definitions of ajnana, ignorance, is that it is jnana virodhi. Jnana virodhi. Definition of ignorance. Jnana virodhi. It is destructible by knowledge. Virodhi means opponent. Not that it destroys knowledge, it is destroyed by knowledge. There is a story about this. We read this in the kids. There's a very nice series called Amarchitra Katha. So all these stories I read as Amarchitra Katha. Many kids have read this. So one is the story of Vritrasura, the great demon who fought against Indra. Well, there's a long backstory, like all of these Puranic stories have stories and stories behind them. But anyway, the basic idea was, one of the rishis was doing a yajna under commission from the demons, from the Rakshasas, Asuras. They wanted somebody who will defeat the king of the gods, and they will be able to defeat the Devatas in their interminable Devata and Asura fight. So the yajna was conducted, and the rishi was going to create a demon, Asura, who will destroy Indra, defeat and destroy Indra. Now the gods were very scared. So what to do? They went, as usual, they go to Vishnu and Narayana and say, this is what the Asuras are doing, so please save us. When Saraswati went on the tongue of the rishi, and when the rishi chanted, doing Havan, he chanted, Indra Shatrun Vadhasva, let the enemy of Indra, the destroyer of Indra, arise. Now in the mantra there are swaras, up and down. If you change the emphasis, the meaning will change. It will change, same term, Indra Shatru. Is the destroyer of Indra or the one who will be destroyed by Indra? So he made a mistake. And they thanked to Saraswati. And he chanted in the wrong intonation. So Vritrasura came and he defeated many of the Devatas finally he was defeated. Indra got the Vajra made of the bones of this Rishi Daliji. And then using the thunderbolt, that is the weapon of Indra, he destroyed the demon. So, Jnana Virodhi, destroyer, not that it's something that destroys knowledge, it is destroyed by knowledge. Ignorance is destroyed by knowledge. Okay. Avashyaya, like a mist, Chidakashe, like a mist arising. Here mist arises in the Mahakasha, the space. But this mist of ignorance arises in the space of consciousness. Remember, it does not belong to consciousness, that has been proved earlier. It does not affect consciousness. But it arises in the space of consciousness. And in the poetry, yesterday we saw mist, then the sun rises, today also morning, if it was there, the sun rises, the mist is dissipated. Similarly, the mist of ignorance arises in the sky of consciousness. When the sun of inquiry arises, vichara arka arises, then the mist of ignorance is dispelled. Poetry.
So nice.
Beautiful poetry. Chidakashe avasya, just like mist in the sky. Vichara arka udaya avani. The limit of this ignorance, it will last until the sun of inquiry arises. When does the sun of inquiry arise? When you take to the study of Vedanta. Come and attend the class. Advaita Makaranta. The sun of inquiry arises, the mist of ignorance is slowly dispelled. Again, there is a lot to say on this. Like a whole course can be on this one word, Chidakashe. Because the question here is, where is ignorance? The opponents of Advaita will ask, Ashraya of Ajnana. Where is ignorance? My ignorance of say, German or ignorance of chemistry, it is in the mind. I don't know German or chemistry. Then knowledge will come in the mind. But this ignorance, where is it? Ignorance of Atma, who am I ignorance? Where is it? It's in the mind. No, it can't be. Because ignorance of Brahman, of my real nature, is the cause of samsara. I, Brahman, am now appearing and working and living as a jiva because of ignorance. So ignorance, if this is the result of ignorance, then ignorance has to be before me or after me. As a result of ignorance, I am in samsara. So ignorance should have come before samsara. Then only, and you can't have samsara and then have ignorance. You can't have a jiva and then have ignorance in the jiva. I, Brahman, am jiva today because of ignorance. So that ignorance must have come before I became a jiva. You can't say ignorance is in the jiva. Is it in the mind? In the mind it is there, but it can't be in the mind. Because before the mind also the ignorance must have been there. Why do we have a mind at all? Why do we have a body at all? Why do we have samsara? We are Brahman.
It can be simultaneous.
How simultaneous? Cause must always precede the effect. You can't say seed and tree are simultaneous. I will eat the mango. Here is the seed. The mango also should be here. No. Seed has to be planted, tree will come up, then mango will come up. You can't say seed and mango tree at the same time.
Sorry, instantaneous.
No, it's not.
But we are feeding the mind only know the solutions.
True. But this question they will not let you go. Philosophically, cause must precede effect. Ignorance must be there before samsara, before jiva. You can't say ignorance is in jiva. Yes, ignorance may be in jiva. It is in, we are ignorant, no doubt about it. But our whole jiva nature is because of ignorance of Brahman. And that ignorance must precede my jiva nature. It must come before, in sequence. Then only I became jiva. So ashraya, locus, where is ignorance? It can't be in the jiva, because jiva is the effect of ignorance. So it is in Brahman, but it can't be in consciousness. Because consciousness is like the sun. Can there be darkness in the sun? Can there be a defect? Ignorance is definitely a defect. Can there be a defect in Brahman? Are you admitting there is a defect in Brahman? Can't be. Where is ignorance?
Between the consciousness and the jiva.
Between. So this is a great question. Ashraya, ajnana ashraya. The locus of ignorance. Books and books have been written on this. So in Advaita Vedanta there are two schools. One is called Vivarana school, another one is called Bhavati school. So Vivarana school was developed by a disciple of Shankaracharya, Padmapadacharya. He wrote a commentary on Shankaracharya's Brahma Sutra Bhashya called Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra. What is it called? The commentary by Padmapadacharya. So that commentary was further commented on by another disciple, next generation, Prakashatmayati, whose commentary on Padmapada's commentary is known as the Vivarana commentary. That's why the school is called the Vivarana school. Panchapalika. Panchapalika. What is Panchapalika? Padmapada commentary on Shankaracharya's commentary on the Brahma Sutras of Vyasa. The Brahma Sutras have been explained by Shankaracharya in the Brahma Sutra Bhashya. The Bhashya has been further explained by Padmapada in the commentary called Panchapalika. And the Panchapalika has been further expanded by Prakashatmayati, a later post-Shankara Advaita, in the text called Panchapalika Vivarana. That's why it's called the Vivarana school. Anyway, the point is, they say that ignorance, Maya, Ajnana is in Brahman. At that point you might ask, oh, then Brahman is ignorant? If Brahman is ignorance, you are saying Brahman is ignorant? No. Yeah, they explain it this way. That which Brahman has is called the Shakti of Brahman, Maya. And its effect is not on Brahman, its effect is on us. Maya, Brahman is called Maya Bhisha. We are called Maya Bhina. Its effect is on us, what effect? Ignorance. We are ignorant. But for Brahman it's power, for us it's ignorance. Illogical. If a little bit of that power is making us ignorant, then all of the ignorance together belongs to Brahman. Brahman should be a big fool. He has small foods. No, Sri Ramakrishna beautifully explains it. That snake, cobra, has poison in its mouth, in the gland, poison glands actually. Not with a little bit of that poison, it can knock out a mouse or frog or something. All the poison is in the mouth of the cobra. It does not affect the cobra at all. Not only that, it is the power of the cobra. Similarly, all of Maya is in Brahman, Brahmashita, Ashraya and Brahman. It is the power of Brahman. It's that which makes Nirguna Brahman into Saguna Brahman. It makes the absolute into the God of religion. Satchidananda into Bhagavan. So that is the power, and it affects us. We are calling it ignorance, a tiny bit of it. And we try to overcome it and become enlightened. We free of it. The other school, there's another school called the Bhamati school, which is based on the commentary on the Brahma Sutra Bhashya of Shankaracharya written by Vachaspati Mishra. The commentary is called Bhamati. And there's a beautiful story about it. It's told by Pandits, it's not part of the college history. So Vachaspati Mishra is one of the greatest scholars that Indian philosophy has produced. He has commentary on Advaita Vedanta, he has commentary on Nyaya, he has commentary on Sankhya, then he has commentary on Yoga Sutra, he has commentary on Purva Mimamsa. All of these things he has explained. And he is a master. He is called Sarvatantra Swatantra Acharya. Tantra means philosophy. He was a master across all philosophies. So the story is, when he was getting married, there was, as part of the ceremony, there was a debate on Vedanta. I don't know if it's part of marriage ceremony. They must have dropped it. Now it has been replaced by Bollywood songs. So there was debate on Vedanta, which the bride and bridegroom have to listen to. That is going on. Vachaspati Mishra became more and more furious. He is completely wrong. I think others must keep quiet, at least make a narrative over. And then he vowed there, after the marriage I will write such a commentary, nobody will ever be in error about Vedanta anymore. I will explain it properly, forever. So after the marriage he started writing that commentary on Brahma Sutra Bhashya Shankaracharya. Very beautiful commentary, very beautiful. Anyway, so after many years he's going on writing. One day in the evening he's writing, then a lady suddenly comes into his room. It's getting dark. She comes with a lamp and puts it there. He's taken aback. He says, "Who are you? Why have you come into my cottage in this evening? Who are you?" She weeps and she says, "I am your wife. Yeah, we have been married so many years, some say 10 years or something, and you have never even once spoken to me. It's the first time you're speaking to me. You're writing that book day and night, and I'm serving you since then." He was very much taken aback. He was very shocked to hear this. So he said, "What is your name?" He didn't even know the name. She said, "Bhamati." And he said, story. He said that, "All right, I have not been able to give you anything at all in all these years, so I'll do this. I will name this book after you, so that as long as Vedanta is studied in this world, your name will be known forever." It is true. 1,000 years after Vachaspati Mishra here, and whenever we are talking about Bhamati. Anyway, what is the view of Bhamati on this? That where is Ajnana, ignorance? He says ignorance is in the Jiva. Jivashu, not in Brahman. Then how will they answer the question? Chicken or egg question? They will not say chicken egg, they will say tree or seed. Vriksha Ankura. Bijankura. Which is first, seed or plant? It is an unending stream. The ignorance of the previous life leads to this life. And the ignorance in this life leads to that. You can't. The question is, if ignorance is a jiva, how did that first ignorance come? That came from the earlier life. How did that earlier life come? It came from the ignorance before that. Then you say, what is the beginning? No beginning. Ignorance is beginningless. Anadi. Here also, a little more diversion. Very interesting. We did a little bit of Navyanaya here, I will use it. The well-known professor J.N. Mahanti, who has passed away a couple of years back, he used to conduct classes in the Institute of Culture, Golbach. One of the classes which I attended, this question of ignorance is beginningless. If you hear this, Vachaspati Mishra says, no, ignorance has no beginning. You ask, where did it begin then? Ignorance leads to Brahman becoming Jiva. So ignorance must be before Jiva. But you are saying no, ignorance is in Jiva, it came from the earlier birth of Jiva. That came from the earlier birth, and so on. Then you will immediately ask, where is the beginning? And the answer is, it is beginningless. Then you see, you are trying to avoid the question. There must be some beginning. Then Professor Mahanti explained, no, ignorance is actually beginningless. So he asked a question to us. Do you know German? We said, no. Since when do you not know German? Since I was born. So before you were working in German. No, your ignorance of German is beginningless. It will come to an end when you start attending German classes. All ignorance is beginningless. Pragabhava. This is the, you see, Navyanaya concept, Padhyaya concept of absence. Prior absence. Prior absence is always beginningless. Ignorance is a prior absence of knowledge. One way of putting it. I have to be careful because whatever I am saying, to my mind is coming half a dozen masters saying exactly the opposite and glaring at me. So, you have to be very nuanced here. So ignorance is beginningless. That's the second school. Vivaran school, ignorance is in Brahman. It is the, not, you can't say it's ignorance, it is the Shakti, the power of Brahman. Like Sri Ramakrishna said, the poison in the mouth of the cobra. Brahman is Maya Adhisha, we are Maya Adhi. That's how they explain it. Then, don't think that's the end of the story. That is cut down by their opponents. Then a reply is given. That is also cut down. Then a reply is given. Whole book is there about this. Then the other school, Bhavati school says, no, ignorance is in the Jiva, because ignorance is beginningless, they avoid the trap of, which is the beginning of ignorance. And that also can be cut down. There is a third opinion, that is Sureshwaracharya, who wrote the Vartika, a great scholar, who is reputed to be Mandana Mishra in his pre-monastic life. So there are theories. Anyway, his approach I find most logical. He said, when he asked, is ignorance in Brahman or is it in Jiva? His answer is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because ignorance is not real. It's neither in Brahman. Really, if you ask, really, where is ignorance? It isn't. It's only temporary that we are facing this problem, we have to overcome. But ultimately, it's not a question. Suppose you ask Sri Ramakrishna, where is ignorance? He'll say, please let me hear off, don't give me a headache. It's a useless question. Ashraya of ignorance is a technical question you are asking, but from the enlightened person's perspective, it's not a problem at all. It's because ignorance is not an ultimate reality. Where is ignorance is an ultimate reality. It is a statement of fact.
Maya, that is
It's
Maya.
not a theory.
Maya is a statement of fact.
Yes, it's not a theory which you have to say yes.
That is a paradox.
Thakur says Brahma and Shakti is always.
So that is not classical Advaita. There we are going a little further. That can also be explained by classical Advaita Vedanta.
It seems like the first theory.
Yes, correct. You can say, but only thing is, you have to be careful here. Classical Advaita Vedanta will say Brahman Shakti away, but Brahman is the reality, Shakti is away as non-real. Sri Ramakrishna will never say Shakti is non-real. So that's it.
Alright, we can also say for God realization or Brahma realization, it doesn't matter. We have it, so
Right.
we want to cut it.
Right, that's what they say. Mahatma ji, so Siddha mat kijiye. All these attempts, where is ignorance? Where is it? They're trying to prove. They're trying to systematize ignorance. You will never succeed.
You don't need it even.
Isko kaatiye. You have to cut ignorance.
How to say this?
Now let's keep the question till then. Let me go ahead. Just go down to the question. Such beautiful poetry. Sun of knowledge arises. How will the sun of knowledge arise? Vichara. It is the son of inquiry. You must inquire. Well. Then, next question. Atma Jnana Mahanidra. Jimbhite asmin jaganmaye. Dirgha swapne surantete. Swarga mokshadi vibhramaha. When this long dream of this world manifests in the great sleep of ignorance of the self, these delusions such as heaven and moksha manifest. Okay. Before I go on, I just remembered why I was going on and on about ignorance and all this thing. Where is ignorance? Because it seems what this verse is saying is sympathizing with the first view, Vivaranam. Chidakasha. This mist appears in consciousness, in Brahman. Chidakasha avashyaya. So many such background is hidden in this little thing. You could have said it's in the jiva. This mist appears in your buddhi, in the mind. But he did not say this. He said this mist appears in Brahman, in the sky of consciousness. Of course, the poetic metaphor also fits nicely. Where does mist appear? In consciousness. I mean, not consciousness. In the sky. Alright, now let's go to this one. Very powerful verse. Due to the great sleep, our daily sleep, afternoon siesta, night sleep, that's one our physical sleep. There's another sleep called death, which we sleep between lives, another lifetime comes. But this is the great sleep. What is this sleep? Atma Ajnana, ignorance of yourself. You don't know yourself. This is the sleep. Once we fall asleep, what happens? Dream comes. Once we fall asleep, once we fall into the ignorance of Atma, we don't know who we are. Either that I am Brahman, I don't know this, then dreaming will start. What dreaming? Samsara. And then after samsara, I will go to heaven. Then I have been told there is something called moksha. I must attend. I will sign up for Himalayan retreat, study Advaita Makaranta. There's all dreams, delusions. Going to heaven, coming back to earth, attaining moksha. Dreams, delusions. Swami Arupa mentioned this. Swami Arupanandaji asking about this God realization. You read the mantra and you visualize, and then you have a vision. Mother explained that's how you repeat the mantra, and then you have the vision of the Ishtadeva. It will appear as you repeat. Then Arupanji said, but it sounds like you are putting something into the mind again and again and again, and it will come up. That which you put into the mind will come up. It's like a dream. Then your so-called God realization, you're getting a vision of Ishtadeva. It's like a dream. Instead of disputing it, Mother agreed totally. She says, yes, Shapna Bhoy are true. What else is it other than a dream? Then she shows, is Shapna Shapna? This is also Shapna. Then Arupanandaji disputes it. He says, no, Mother, this is not a dream. Dreams are inconstant. They come and go. This is stable. Every day you wake up into the same word, same body. I'm explaining this. What he just said, this is stable. Dreams are unstable. They come and go. Asthai. Then the mother says, Ta bolei baba, shapna hoito na. She laughed. She said, let it be so, my child, my son. It is nothing other than a dream. What will be wrong on our part is to say, this is real, God is a dream. No, not like that. God is as real as this world. So, Swarga moksha dividhamam. So this reminds us, this dream, where does it come? Dirgha swapne spuranti. It comes as a long dream. Exactly Arupanandaji's argument. He says waking is a long thing, it does not go away. Dream short comes and goes. Many dreams. Waking life is one life. Mother said it's a long dream. It's still a dream. So here it says Dirgha swapne spuranti. And in this dream which comes, why are you dreaming? Because you're sleeping. What sleep? It is the sleep of Atma Jnana. Atma Jnana. Jrimrite yasmin jaganmani. It appears, the dream of the world appears to you. It is actually Brahman. What is it appearing as? World. Right now, with open eyes, we are dreaming, I tell you. You are seeing the world. If you are enlightened, what will happen? You will still see the world, but you will see it as Brahman. You will see, literally, he'll give a very beautiful, very powerful poetic metaphor. What meditating upon? Mountain metaphor will be here. Crystal mountain metaphor. Which will exactly fit our experience right now. So it's like this. Listen carefully, I will not explain. Sutra. Those who get it will get it. Seeing a mountain? But you are seeing a mountain. This mountain is part of your seeing. There is no mountain outside your seeing. And your seeing is pervaded through and through by consciousness. Your seeing is something that appears in consciousness. Whatever you are seeing, including you the seer, all of it is nothing but consciousness. 3 steps. Start with the mountain, step 1. Or any object. Step 2. Mountain is nothing other than seeing. Step 3. Seeing is nothing other than pure consciousness. Here, by seeing, you are literally experiencing Brahman. That means that mountain, every bit of the mountain, every leaf of the trees, the sky in between, this person, whatever is inside, outside, all of it is nothing but Brahman, just like a movie screen is there. And in the movie, people, cars, tragedy, comedy, so many things are going on. And all the time it is just the movie screen. All of it is just the movie screen. Here, all of it is existence, consciousness place. And that existence, consciousness place, you are. But to us, what happens? We don't see that way. We say there is a mountain outside. There is an ashram here. There are people near me. Here I am. Dream. Dirghaswapna. And what is part of this dream? Swarga moksha. The religion will come and tell us, you want to be free of this dream? You are suffering very much. Yes. Please help me. I will show you a perfect dream. It is called heaven. Only problem is it will end. You have to come back here. No, I don't want that. I've gone to heaven many times. I want to be free of this heaven, earth, hell. This cycle. Swami Vivekananda, when he came to the West, America, one place, he said, imagine, late 19th century America, such a Christian country. People here almost often don't realize, even before I went there, I did not realize how much of a Christian country it is. New York, every other street there is a church. Empty. There is a church. And not all churches are empty, especially if you go to the Midwest and all their churches which are full, thousands of people come. Anyway, in that situation, Vivekananda is saying, I have not come here to teach you how to go to heaven. I have come here to teach you how to stop going to heaven. He was teacher of religion, telling us how to stop going to heaven. What he is saying, beyond heaven and earth and hell is moksha, freedom. Oh, that is good. Then how will I get that moksha? Here come Advaita Makaranta, Upanishad, Vedanta. That's also a dream. That's also a dream. Then tell me the truth. Please don't confuse me with all these dreams. Tell me what's the truth. Straightforward. Mandukya Karika. Gaudapada says, Na nirodho na chutpatti, na baddho na cha sadhaka, na mukto na vai, na moksho na vai mukta, itkesha paramarthata. There is no end to this universe. Oh, no moksha. No. Because there is no beginning to this universe. The universe never began. That which never began can never end. But then what do you mean? What about all those people who are in bondage here? How can you say there is no samsara? You're all in bondage here. See, you're all suffering. Nobody is in bondage. There is nobody in bondage. But then so many people are doing sadhana, they're not in bondage. Someone meditating, someone is a devotee, bhakta, someone doing service, someone attending Vedanta classes. Nacha sadhaka, nobody is a sadhaka. But we want moksha. That much is there. At least you are a master of Vedanta, moksha. Now moksha, nobody wants moksha. But at least enlightened masters like you are there. Oh Gaurapal. Na vai mukta. There is no one there. What nonsense is this? Ityesha paramarthata. This is ultimate truth. You ask what is the final truth? This is the final truth. This is what he is saying here. What does it mean? You are Brahman, you always have been, you always will be. No matter what dreams play of samsara, moksha. If you are dream of samsara, medicine is dream of moksha. Once you get moksha, what will you say? Na dhanmo, na chartho, na kamo, na moksha. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. When you attain that, you will not want moksha also. So you see, you are always mukta. There is nothing to attain from that perspective. Everything to attain now. So that's why these are dangerous. I have heard it. Ultimate truth, there is no moksha. Good. Now let me go back to my samsara. That's what will happen. You'll fall into samsara. Swarga moksha vibhrama. It's a dream. Long dream. In that dream is samsara. In that dream is heaven. In that dream is hell. In that dream is freedom from that heaven and hell also. All of that is part of the dream. You are actually always free. Then number 19. See what he will do now. He has erected a scaffolding, the master of Vedanta. He has erected a scaffolding to teach us that we are Brahman. Now he is removing the scaffolding. What was the scaffolding first? Chetana jada, conscious, subconscious. Chit jada. Consciousness and object. He said that that's actually not true. I was pulling a fast one on this. There is no difference between consciousness and object. There is no difference between Chetana and jada. He will tell us now. Next he will tell us, but I have witnessed consciousness, that much you have taught me, till now I have gathered that. He says, actually that's not true. He will say, next verse. He is pulling out the scaffolding now. Remember how to deal with these verses, otherwise you will be confused. You may be amused or confused. How to deal with them? Thoroughly establishing yourself as the witness consciousness. Now let go of those concepts like witness consciousness, Atma, Anatma, Chetana, Jada. Let go of them. Building has been made. Now the scaffolding has to be removed. This is the scaffolding. These are concepts. Without making the building, don't remove the scaffolding. You'll never make the building. Jada jada vibhagoyam. Jada jada vibhagoyam. Ajade mai kalpitaha. Ajade mai kalpitaha. Vitti bhage same chitre. Vitti bhage same chitre. Jada jada vibhagavat. Jada jada vibhagavat. In me who am sentience itself, this division of sentience and insentience is imagined like the moving and unmoving elements on the smooth surface of a mirror. Wall painting. On the wall painting there is a house, there is a tree, there is a human being, a cart, bullock. Some of those things are inert, house and road and cart. Some of those things are living things like human being, bullock. But they are all one flat wall on which painting has been done. The division of living and non-living. Actually, living there also not the living, non-living also not the living. It is one blank wall on which it has been painted. In one limitless canvas of consciousness, you have painted conscious, non-conscious. The so-called conscious beings here, we are not really conscious in that sense, in sense of pure consciousness. We are painting on pure consciousness. And so-called non-conscious, yes, they are actually not non-conscious. Both of us really actually are pure consciousness. Just as the living beings in the painting and the non-living things in the painting are nothing but the wall on which paint has been applied. So what are you then? Consciousness or not consciousness? Please decide. You are consciousness. He says, he puts it very carefully. Mahi, he says, ajade mahi. In me, the non-conscious. Jada, non-conscious. Ajada, not non-conscious. In me, the not non-conscious has been painted the division between conscious and object, subject and object, living and non-living, Chetana and Jada. You are one limitless consciousness. Mai kalpita, in this limitless consciousness has been imagined Jada Ajada Vibhava. We did this earlier. I am Chetana, I am conscious, this is not conscious. We did that when we are distinguishing ourselves from the body. Remember? The body, the senses, the prana, the mind, the panchakosha, they are all Jada. Why am I consciousness? Why am I different from the body? Body, jadatva, body is jada. And you, I am Chetana, I am conscious. And this is a false distinction. What you think is the body, jada, non-conscious, is also pure consciousness. What you think is you, the conscious, knower, observer, is also pure consciousness. Bhitti bhage, in a plain, smooth wall, you have painted like a three-dimensional picture. It's a two-dimensional wall. There's only one consciousness. On that has been painted this world. There's a whole chapter in Panchadashi which is indicating here that how painting metaphor is used for the creation of the world, projection of the world from pure consciousness. I want to point out three examples here used. In 17th verse, he used the example of mist, avashya. In 18th verse, he used the example of dream, dirghasvapna, long dream. And in 19th, this one, he used the example of painting, wall painting. This is one of the skills of teaching Advaita Vedanta. Multiple analogies and metaphors will be used. Now, it is up to the skill of the master to deploy these metaphors and analogies. They can be misunderstood. Sri Ramakrishna pointed this out. He says, Upama and Deshi. Metaphors are meant to point out one thing only. Suppose you say, brave like a lion, brave like a lion. That does not mean that person will walk on all fours and growl and jump on you and eat you up. Only one thing is taken as common. Lion is supposed to be brave, this man is brave. That is brave like a lion. That much only. So mist. So it's like a mist, so ignorance is whitish. Is ignorance like a gas? After listening to so much of Vedanta, somebody says, I've heard Brahman, pure consciousness, like a gas. No. Only one thing that is supposed to take away. Mist, it obscures the reality. Being insubstantial, intangible, obscures the reality. And also is dispelled when the sun rises. Similarly, ignorance obscures the fact that you are Brahman and presents the world in this way. And is dispelled when inquiry arises. Sun of inquiry. That's all. That is the use of the metaphor. Similarly, dream metaphor, and in this case, wall painting metaphor. Be careful when you use metaphor. You metaphor and analogy. If you misuse them, then you will get the wrong idea from it. The master, the enlightened one, knows what it means. Because he immediately sees example and exemplify. For us, it's little difficult. If you say, Brahman is like the ocean and Jivas are like the waves, we understand ocean and waves. But Jivas and Brahman, we don't understand exactly. So we are trying to understand what way Brahman is like the ocean, in what way we are like Jiva. The enlightened one knows exactly what is meant there. And only one thing will be meant there. That's why teacher is very important. We'll do one more and stop. Here comes the hammer blow. You are not even witness consciousness. Everything that you learned till now is gone in this 20th verse. Chetyo paraga rupami, Chetyo paraga rupami, Sakshita pina tatviki, Sakshita pina tatviki, Upalakshana veyam, Upalakshana veyam, Nistaranga chidambudhe, Nistaranga chidambudhe. Even my witness, which is dependent on connection to mental activity, is not real, but only an assumption in this waveless ocean of consciousness alone. Witness and witness, it's a duality. Someone may object, you're the witness, there's something to witness. So is this what you want to teach? He says, no. Even the concept, and what is this concept of witness? It's a concept meant to point out our real nature is pure consciousness. After you have grasped your real nature is pure consciousness, this concept should be withdrawn. Pure consciousness is not a witness. It's only in relation to the activities of the mind that we are the witness. The function which it does is, it pushes you from too much involvement in the world and the body to a witnessing of the world, body and mind. Then it enables us to realize that we are not the body, not the mind, We are awareness. Once we explore, we understand what this awareness is, we realize world, body, mind are not there. So there is no real thing to witness. The feeling of witness will remain, but you are not technically, metaphysically, ontologically, you are not a witness because there is no second thing to witness. Though you remain as consciousness. And you remain as the illuminer of everything that consciousness appears as. Often people mistake this witnessing as an activity, because witnessing is an activity. If you say witness and watching, witnessing is not meant in that way. As an activity, activity can start, activity can cease, you can do an activity well, you can do an activity poorly. Consciousness is not like that. Its witnessing does not start, does not sharpen, does not dim, does not stop. It's more in the nature of the shining of the sun. In that sense, it's a witness. One sadhu, after teaching Drishya Viveka to his other sadhus, he said, "Tum Atmaji lag raha hai na ki tum drashta ho?" You are the witness, seer. You are feeling that? And the sadhus must have nodded. He said, "Bahut bade gadde mein giroge. You are going to fall into a especially big hole." That witness which you think, that is an activity. It's like witnessing meditation. Now, like Buddhist meditation, I'll watch the breath, I'll watch the mind. That's like witnessing. That's an activity of the mind. If you stop doing it, it will stop. But this witness, Atman, pure consciousness, is a choiceless witness. It does not start or stop. It's not up to our conscious choice. It is always shining forth. When you don't know any Vedanta, when you don't know, when you are not trying to be witness, at that time also you are the witness. It is pure consciousness. And that also is a method of teaching. It's a method of teaching, remember? Vedanta has 2 steps. Step 1 is to dissociate yourself from body, mind and become the witness, or know that you are the witness. That is step 1. It's a teaching methodology. Then next step you see this witness itself is the limitless pure consciousness in which the world appears. The world is not something to be witnessed separately. You are the world. Then let go of the witness concept. All of this will make sense only when you are centered in your nature as witness consciousness. Then you can happily let go of the concept of witness consciousness. You will understand in what sense you are not really a witness. You are just pure consciousness. Atman Brahman. Why do we feel you are the witness? Chaitya Uparana Rupa. Okay, we'll take it up in the next session. So we already gone. It's past noon. We have a photo session.